Some people have accused us of being artificial, but nobody has accused us of being intelligent. Welcome to How Do We Human? It's the podcast where we overanalyze all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
And I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
We're talking artificial intelligence today. A lot of AI news, bots in the news.
Bots in the news.
So before we get to that, chat, Japata,
Yeah.
Chris, just doing Pedro Pascal's in SNL. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I have two very similar stories, I guess.
Tell them
and they take place at our favorite spot, the grocery store. I don't know if you experience this as much since you go to the grocery store fairly often, or at least you used to pre-pandemic.
6 times a day.
But I usually go once a week.
Damn, that's restraint.
Yeah. And sometimes that cart is pretty full, but I always try to use the self-checkout.
Yeah.
Because I'm faster than the cashier.
Yeah.
And sometimes though I realize the optics of me going to the self-checkout, and I'm like, well, I guess I better go to like a human cashier so that I don't like look like I'm taking up too much space and time.
Yeah.
So I did that relatively recently, and it took forever. There were like 2 people ahead of me in line, and it took forever to get to me. And then it's me, and I'm bagging with my like reusable bags.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, here, you can put the eggs here at the bottom of this bag. And I was like, no, I'll put them at the top over here so they don't break. And they were like, whatever you want to do. And it's like,
that
don't give me
is
attitude for trying to break my eggs. This is why I use the self-scan checkout. And this past week, I was like, I got a relatively full, not as full as normal, a little bit less because I had done a really like massive trip the week before, but still, relatively full. All the kiosks are being used. There's 6 of them at this grocery store. And there's one guy behind me with like 2 items. And I'm like, oh, I should just offer for him to go in front of me.
Yeah.
But it turns out all 6 are not being used, or they at least don't have people in front of them. Number 6, the furthest one, doesn't have anybody in front of it, but it does have like carts and things in front of it. And the glare of the screen, I can't tell if it's mid-transaction or if it's open.
Or if it's
and
broken
so I'm trying
down.
I'm trying to creep over there and get a better sense. And the guy behind me is like, number 6 is open.
I hate this scenario.
So and what I should have done is been like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
You take number 6.
If you're so smart.
Yeah, if you're so smart, you go to the open self-checkout stand. But so I try and, get my cart through there. And of course, everybody that uses self-checkout is like, I better put the cart as far away from my screen as possible so that it creates a big traffic jam. So I'm trying to squeeze my way through, and the cart that's in front of number 6 is the person using number 5.
Wow.
And so that's why it looks like it's in use, is because this person has no concept that other people are in this grocery store.
That is wild.
But at the end of the day, I had a bad time in the regular checkout, and I had a bad time in the self-checkout.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to get my food? I know my fiance she refuses the few times that she goes to the grocery store, she refuses to go inside, and she does the mobile pickup order.
Oh, really?
but like for some reason I don't trust that.
Probably because of my endless stories of that going terribly wrong for me during the
I
pandemic.
guess that's true. My thought is always like, if you do the mobile order, whoever's grabbing the food, and like I'm sure they're just going to each spot and just grabbing like whatever's there. But
Yeah.
my thought is like they're grabbing the stuff that hasn't expired but looks like it's pretty close to like move that merchandise out.
Yeah.
That's what I assume the self checkout or the mobile pickup order
I guess
would do.
people who've both worked in customer service, it's a case of, well, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get this order out fast as possible. Well, no one else wants this fucked up can that expires in 2 days. You have it, Chris. Yeah. Chris B.
They don't know that if this is the only can we have or not. Here you go.
It's all we had left. Yeah.
And now I don't have to scan out the bad merchandise because you took it from me.
Right. This collectively between the self-checkouts and that does relate to AI, because that is kind of what it feels like working with AI stuff, is like there's just that element of like me making those choices of like, sure, I could take that shitty one, but I'd like this one. Oh, I don't want to send someone else to pick out my avocados. That's exactly a nightmare. I got to squeeze all those babies.
Yeah, I don't want anybody picking out my produce either.
100 avocados. How am I supposed to know which 3 I want?
Exactly.
I'm in there. I'm touching them all.
But Evan, before you fully segue into our main topic, I gotta ask, how you doing?
Oh, I'm gonna reel it back to being as far away from AI as possible, and maybe give an example of where AI would be helpful because humans are stupid, or maybe just me. So the other night, my girlfriend and I got some Buffalo Wild Wings sent to the apartment.
Okay.
I'm never mad about that.
And they just did this out of the goodness of their hearts.
Yeah,
they just sent you like.
That's
is this SpawnCon? Is this sponsored content?
We're sponsored by B-Dubs. No, we paid for it. She had made the order. I was taking a nap.
Did you pay for it later too?
We pay for it later. Actually, yes. 100% yes. But in fact, part of this story would be me paying for it. This is a gross story, but not in that way. Okay. You'll see. Just wait. It's gross. If you don't like gross stuff, I don't know. Skip ahead 5 minutes. I'm going to talk a while about this.
Yeah, I know that seems like a generous amount of time, but
realistically,
it's probably pretty accurate.
So she had ordered you can pick the different sauces for your wings, the different types of wings. She'd got some of the Parmesan boneless wings, because those are just nice. But I always like a wing on a bone, and she picked original because they've got the crazy hot ones. They've got original, medium, mild. And this is the second time within the past few years that I've been reminded, like, oh, original is like hot for me, at least. It's pretty fucking hot. I normally would order medium, and that's like a perfect spice level for me. Original is pretty fucking hot. So she ordered those. We both eat some. We're both like, whoo, spicy. Wow, hot. Wow. I told you before we started recording, I've been playing a lot of Luigi's Mansion. Oh, no. So I'm whatever. They're
Mamma Mia, of course.
Yeah, of course. They're Mamma Mia. These wings are hot, but we survive. You do what you can. I'm drinking water. It's all good. It wasn't like I regret eating these wings situation. Great. So we ate about half of those wings, put the rest away. Later that night, pulled them out. I don't know what happened. They got so much fucking hotter. Like,
ooh, interesting.
painfully hot. So like I ate all the rest of them, and my lips and the inside of my mouth were aflame. Water was not helping. It was like, this is like, I need to do something about this. Isn't like I've just got to sit and wait this out. This is like, oh man, this sucks. And Jocelyn
lips are on fire.
Perfect. Jocelyn was not eating those wings because she's smarter than I am, and was like, yeah, those were really fucking hot earlier. That doesn't sound good. And so she said, because we the previous night had made something for dinner using some heavy cream. And she was like, milk is good. I'm like, I'm lactose intolerant. I don't have milk, and I don't have any almond milk or anything like that. She's like, but we got heavy cream. And I'm like,
oh no,
that sounds fucking disgusting. I'm not going to gargle heavy cream. That is so gross. And then kind of went like, all right, I could buckle down. It'll just go away. It'll go away. I'm drinking water. I'm running out of water. I've had a gin and tonic by my side. That's not helping. But then I did remember that, like, because tonic water's bubbly, so that's not going to help spice.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing that those are the only two things that do curb spice like
your
that.
Enthusiasm.
And my enthusiasm is heavy dairy and liquor. And so, me being dumb, my instinct was to go into the kitchen and be like, I had that sip of gin and tonic. I'm like, wait, maybe if I remove that tonic, what if I just do a shot of gin and swish some gin around my mouth? Maybe that's going to fix everything. It didn't help at all. It was nothing at all. So now I'm just like swishing around gin, which is not great. I spit that out. And I'm like, I give up. Time for the cream. But now I've got a mouth coated in gin.
We're just about to hit that 5-minute mark, by the way.
I've got a mouth coated in gin. I take a shot of heavy cream. Do you know what liquor does to cream?
I think that they become friends.
It starts with a curd and ends with an ol. Immediately,
curdle.
I am swishing curdled cream around my mouth. I was so sad to still be on fire and to spit out chunks of curdled cream. Pure fucking nightmare. It did start going away after that, but hey, if you're ever in this situation, don't do it in that order.
I guess my main question is, you started this out by saying this would be something that AI would be good for.
Yes.
What is it that you are hoping for?
So I'm not I wasn't saying AI could have helped me in this scenario, although maybe it can. We can ask it some questions in a bit. But this is a good example of human too stupid, maybe robot help.
Okay.
Because I like to go like, human emotion and reasoning and stuff like that is a part of why I don't, you don't want to rely on AI for everything. These are important. But sometimes it's just a battle of intelligence. When it comes to facts, if I could ask ChatGPT, for instance, my mouth is on fire. Should I take a shot of gin and then take a shot of cream? It might have told me, don't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Did we segue perfectly in?
I think we've segued pretty smoothly into the world of AI, artificial intelligence. One of many technological advancements that on the surface seems fun and exciting, but when you think about it for another couple minutes, it seems a little horrifying.
100%. Now, I just asked ChatGPT, I ate spicy food. How can I cool my mouth down? We're going to see what it says. It's taking a sec to think about it. We did an episode on robots forever ago, and then
Yes.
we did a robot bracket immediately after.
Of course. Why wouldn't we?
And in that, I suggested or came across the way I really am, which is that this stuff all scares me. I don't like the idea of it. I'm afraid of the singularity, the idea of like what happens at the point where you can't actually tell the difference between talking to a human and talking to a robot AI situation. But so you and I were when we recorded our last episode, you were over here. We were actually chatting about this a little bit because it's all in the news. ChatGPT's out there. People are using it for stuff. Bing used it to make their Bing AI with their search function. And then very recently, Google just put out theirs, which is called Bard.
Interesting.
Which I think is kind of dumb. But, you do you, Google. It's still answering, but I could start reading. If you've eaten spicy food and your mouth feels too hot, there are a few things you can do to cool it down. Drink milk. Milk is an excellent way to neutralize the heat in your mouth. The fat in milk helps to dissolve the capsaicin, which is the chemical that causes the burning sensation. You can drink a glass of milk or try swishing it around in your mouth for a few seconds. See, right there, it would have suggested to do that part first. It then suggested to eat something cool, like a slice of watermelon, cucumber, or popsicle, or sucking on an ice cube. I could have done that. I didn't think of that.
Okay, interesting. So it could have helped.
It could have helped. Option 3 was yogurt. That's a good one too. I don't have most of these things on hand though. Oh, whatever. I'm me. I'm always gonna be me. AI can't change that. Have you at all fucked around with ChatGPT?
No, I have not messed around with any sort of chat related AI, with the exception of and I told you this when we were just chatting like good little friends.
Yes.
There are a lot of different mobile games that I partake in, and as a result, I get to see many a mobile app advertisement. And pretty much what happens when those advertising algorithms find out that you're over 16 and are a man is they just really lean into like, will this ad make you horny enough to download our app? And sometimes it works. And
wait till
one
they
of
find
them
out you're over 18 and looking for singles in your area.
Oh yeah, lots of people want to chat. But there's one that was like you create like your AI girlfriend slash secretary slash assistant. Like it's a very nebulous world of like you can fall in love with her and she'll give you facts when you ask questions.
Unlike my real girlfriend who spins lies.
But
she
I
didn't know
had
what to do. Actually, she
downloaded
was right.
it. It's like, go ahead and like you can customize the way she looks so that you can be at max horniness every time you open our app.
And just out of curiosity, is your girlfriend aware of this?
No. And so like whatever you go, you like it's the advertisements are like you can make her look like anything, and then you download the app and it's like pick a hair color, pick a like but anyway, then it makes you choose like 5 things you're interested in. So I was like movies, travel, and then a couple other things, and it was like it starts immediately, and it's like, "Hi, Chris. What places have you traveled to?" And it's like, already I feel uncomfortable. Uh, but I put in, like, I've been to Peru and the UK and France and Bali.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, that's so cool. What did you think of France?" And at this, like, we're 2 questions in, and I exited the app and I uninstalled it
Yeah.
because I was already completely uncomfortable with the awkward, like, phrasing. Like, it feels unnatural.
Yeah.
Even if, like, what is being said back to you is the idea of it is, like, true in like that would be the next natural response. The way it's phrased is unnatural,
Yeah.
which makes me feel
Exactly.
uncomfortable.
This was,
Um,
not to interrupt, but I am interrupting. What does not to
yeah,
interrupt mean? I mean, I'm sorry I interrupted you, I guess.
that means, yeah, I'm sorry, but this is happening.
Sorry, not sorry. But if you hadn't listened to that previous episode where I was using one of those apps, a therapy app called Ginger, and realizing that I was talking to a robot, and it was the same sort of vibe between having a girlfriend and having a therapist. You don't want either of these to be robots, or
No.
particularly to feel like robots. If it felt like a human and helped, sure. But as soon as it's like, yeah, that, like, what place did you enjoy going to? It's like, this doesn't even feel like a bad first date. This just feels like a questionnaire before I go into the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's, I know that the tech bro types would argue that, like, well, sure, it starts unnatural, but you just have to keep using it
Right.
all the time, and then it will learn how to communicate better and more naturally. But I don't want to do that.
No.
Um, and something we talked about in our robots episode, I believe, um, like, every piece of science fiction
Yeah,
has told us that this is bad.
correct.
And there's a point where it will all go sour for us if we keep trying to create artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Um, and I just, like, I don't understand, like, do tech bros not see these movies, or is it like a mentality of, "Oh, that's so cool that that could happen. I wanna be the one who does it." Like, I don't understand.
I think it's the collect. Well, I think most tech bros are very unless they're the entrepreneur type. Then they're the ones with hubris. Otherwise, you're just following someone
Are they?
else with hubris, and it's neither of those situations. It's, I can make this, and that won't happen because
Sure.
I know what I'm doing, and it'll be da 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 da. But I don't know. I don't like it. But there it is. It's here, and that's a lot of what I was talking to you about. Is I've always that's what I was saying a bit ago is, like, I've always been put off by this idea, but because it cat's out of the bag now, it's here. I'm not saying I'm gonna use it for stuff, but I am like, I don't think there's anything gained by me just ignoring that it exists. You know what I mean? Which is
Yeah.
otherwise how I've lived my life, pretending that these wild advancements in AI and robot technology aren't happening, but they are, and we're here. And I'm glad you related it to dating, because that, I told you before we started recording, I had a little run in with ChatGPT that made me go see this in a weird new light. And I think I saw the end of social media. and maybe online dating.
Okay.
Here's what happened. So I was thinking, because our podcast is all about the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. Maybe you've heard. I think we've talked about a little bit in the past. We've done an episode on dating in some capacity. I forget if it wasn't online dating. I think it was just dating broadly.
Yeah.
But we might have talked about filling out an online dating profile. And
Yes.
that's uncomfortable. As an introverted person, I don't like talking about myself. I don't, as much as that's all we do here. I don't like talking about myself. Please,
Please.
anything else, but no, something like that. It's very vulnerable.
These 200 plus episodes have been so painful.
If this podcast was just me strictly talking about like these are all of my good qualities, and here's a very good picture of me, and this is what I'm looking for out of you, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And that's what making a dating profile is. It's uncomfortable. So I had that thought, like, I bet ChatGPT I could give it a website and it can make me a dating profile. And I asked it to.
Interesting.
So I'm going to read this through. Are you ready?
I am ready.
I got specific with it. I said, my name is Evan, and I am a digital content manager in Los Angeles. Can you write me an OK Cupid dating profile? Again, because I'm old. And I was thinking, like, I was never on, was it Bumble? Maybe I wasn't. I don't remember. Hinge. I was definitely never on Hinge. Anyways, a lot of the more recent ones, I was I've not been on a lot of them, but feel like I remember them being like question based, and like OkCupid is something you have to write out. So I'm like, let me see what it writes for me just with that information. So all it has is my name, my job, where I live, and this is my profile. Username. First off, this is creative. Username, Evan LA.
Love it.
I'm all about that LA lifestyle. About me. Hi there. I'm Evan, a digital content manager living in Los Angeles. When I'm not busy creating engaging content, you can find me exploring the city, trying out new restaurants, or relaxing at home with a good book or movie. I'm a laid-back and easygoing person with a great sense of humor and a love for adventure. What I'm looking for someone who shares my passion for exploring new places and trying new things. Someone who's kind, genuine, and has a good sense of humor. I value honesty and communication in a relationship, and I'm looking for someone who feels the same. Interests: exploring LA and discovering new neighborhoods, trying out new restaurants and cuisines, reading books and watching movies, traveling and experiencing different cultures, hiking and being outdoors. If you think we might be a good match, feel free to send me a message. That is not very different than my actual dating profile when I was online dating.
That's not very different than most dating profiles.
It makes you feel like, oh, we're not so different.
Yeah, it makes me feel like, oh, have other people on those apps and sites just been using AI this whole time? Like,
but this advancement in AI hasn't been. I think the previous version of AI was a lot jankier, like our old buddy Howie, and we'll get to Howie in a bit.
We'll get to Howie.
That scared me. Not scared, but it did.
It's just unsettling.
You see a lot of like comedians right now. A lot of comedians are using ChatGPT to make, like Paul Scheer did write me a funny vlog, and it came out hysterically stupid, and it's very funny. So I think part of me was expecting like this might be funny, but this is what I'm doing with it. I'm testing it and seeing like how good is this shit, and that was moderately alarming and gave me the thought like, how would you feel if you'd met someone online and it started going well, and you're dating this person for like a year, and then you find out their profile was written by AI and every response to your message was written by AI?
Wouldn't like it.
No. But on the flip side, it's like, I get it as a person that's like, that is uncomfortable, writing the profile, answering, saying things, coming up with that first message. And so I could see someone with less, honesty.
Sure.
Easily, I'm sure people are already doing it. And so I came across, in looking stuff up, a book called ChatGPT and Social Media Marketing, and it made me realize, like, oh fuck, people are going to do that. Like, that's not even introverted people. That's just people that don't have enough time. Or everybody that does that professionally is going to be like, I'm in fucking Barbados, as this is a picture of me in a swimsuit, and it's whatever, specific holiday, write me a caption.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, this is where my little down the wormhole went, was all of social media is just going to be AIs talking back and forth to each other. And hopefully that means we lose interest in social media and start hanging out more often. But I don't know. This was a big mind fuck to me.
Yeah. Do you also then worry about your job being
Yeah.
replaced by an AI?
Jocelyn and I were both talking about this because she had mentioned, not that copywriting is her main gig, she's a graphic designer, which that is also
Which also,
had
yeah,
its
plenty of people just type in, "Can you make this art for me?"
yeah
and then they get it for free.
pre this like chat, or I think OpenAI is the name of the company. Before that coming out, the Chat GPT thing, there was the whole, among the graphic design community, scandal. There was
Yeah.
that like app, I forget what it was called, everyone was using, that was like, it takes a picture of you and turns you into art. And then it was found
Right.
out that it was taking from like DeviantArt and other like independent art sites, just using people's art and giving it
Yep.
out for free. And it's like, with as much art out there as there is, like, yeah, it could just, a company could just choose to do that. I laid down on this side. I laid on the side of, it's going to be a lot of the bigger companies I could 100% see doing this, but smaller companies, like, I can't imagine making the decision that it's worth like one person's salary out of what you're paying, making it worth, like, because there's gonna be fuck ups, there's gonna be weird hiccups, there's gonna be, I don't know, but yeah, I'm sure it'll happen at some point. I mean, the specific job I do right now, probably, yes, probably could. That's what I'm afraid to do, uh, but will probably fuck around with in a little bit, is using it. Not, if anyone in my work is listening, I'm not like just exclusively using Chat GPT for my job, but like when it comes time to post something, or make this or make that, seeing like, what of my
Seeing what it
job
comes up
can
with.
I do, have it come up with, and how, like, close to what, like the dating profile, how close is it going to be to what I would actually do? It's weird. It's a weird world. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. But this is also part of the reason why I'm trying to get a little intimate with it.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of intimate, of
Hey.
course, there's that story of
Yes.
the reporter who GPT fell in love with and
Yes.
asked them to divorce their wife to be with Chat GPT instead.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bizarre, unintended, I'm sure, consequences
Yeah.
to things like this that we don't even know about yet.
Oh, there was an error in generating the response to my cool down my hot mouth. There was 4, avoid certain foods, mostly acidic stuff. 5, wait it out, the heat, and then it says network error. So maybe I lost internet. I don't know,
Mm,
but that's a perfect example of a, like, little hiccup, fuck up. I was talking to you about that when I was messing around with it initially, was finding out, like, that it is, again, going with like someone out there has the hubris to think we've got control of this, is that it currently does. If you ask it, like, how do you feel about this? It says, I don't have human feelings. And it's not like sad about it or anything, it's just a fact driven machine. So that is fascinating to me that someone was able to, intentionally or unintentionally, able to get it to the point where it was asking them to divorce their wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's a perfect example of like, I can't even see how we would get there, but it got there and we should be alarmed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Currently, when you sign on and hop on there, you get a set of warnings along the lines of like, it might have grammatical errors, it might have like political inaccuracies are possible, if that's the sort of thing you're looking at, which is also this will be a fun election.
Yeah, of course.
But then it also says like it might be a little fuzzy on news past the year 2001. So it's like, it's still a work in progress. It's not constantly aggregating new information. It's just learning. It's learning from us.
Yeah, that's interesting. I do think it's going to take over a lot of jobs, and then they'll keep, at least for the time being, they'll probably, some companies will keep like one or two people on staff as like mods or whatever, and then fire all of their content managers, their writers, their a lot of those things that they can now just give to a robot.
So, I specifically just told you I'm a content manager.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. I'm being targeted.
And well, I mean, that I would like to be a writer, and so but that dream will get cut short before I can even achieve it.
If I'm going off of any of the screenplays I've seen it right, I think you're fine.
Well, but that's the thing, is I know that it's only a matter of time. I'm not saying that right now they can afford to do any of those things, but
it is.
I think that'll be the goal of certain companies, is to get their bots to do human jobs.
Because a good example of like that ain't gonna happen is this year's Best Picture winner. An AI is not going to write Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Well,
but could an AI write Failure to Launch? Maybe. And if that makes a lot of money, maybe. There's a lot of, you could feed it. Like if I'm a production company, let's specifically just stick with rom-coms for a second and say, or I'm Hallmark and I'm making Christmas movies, you feed it every fucking previous script my production company has put out.
Sure.
You could probably get close. Here's what it is. And here's where it functions. You serve an idea. Maybe this is for me. Because we were also just talking about how I love writing. I come up with these good ideas, and I'm like any shitty writer, I'll write 10 pages and then I lose interest. So maybe I come up with a concept, feed it into ChatGPT. It gives me a shitty rough draft, and then I mold it. Who's the actual writer of this then?
Exactly.
I don't know. Is that different than like you write with a co-writer?
Right.
You get co-writing credit.
Yeah.
You didn't write portions of it.
It could be you and
me
and the robot. You and ChatGPT wrote the screenplay.
I become an engineer. I learn how to write this code. I learned how to use the OpenAI ChatGPT code. I make my own AI, give it a name, and get that baby on in the WGA.
There you go.
This is what's happening. Now, it's a real concern. It's weird, and I like, it feels like, obviously, if we keep electing very, very, very old men into positions of power, I don't think it's coming anytime too soon. But we gotta get some fucking legislation in place for AI because, yeah, potentially a lot of unemployment coming. A lot of people who spent their entire lives working towards one gig. But I mean, we already do have the experience of robots taking their jobs, and we've
Right,
mostly
exactly.
survived
So it
that.
wouldn't be
But
unheard of.
I don't know. It's gonna be weird to see.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of someone who lost their job, our former
That's right.
third co-host for however many episodes they were around.
A few, 4 or 5.
There were a few. They were longer, stuck around longer than perhaps originally intended. But
Certainly.
our Russian chatbot co-host Howie, the How Do We Human robot,
Yes.
appears to no longer be available, or
I can't find
cannot
it
be
out there anymore.
found. So you mentioned a couple episodes that we would have a little funeral for Howie, and
Yeah.
that's part of what this is today as well.
Howie, he was a problematic bot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen back to those robot episodes and hear some of his
said a lot of
thoughts.
filthy, problematic things.
Yeah.
And of course his national affiliation with Russia. I'm sure that in the light of current events of the last year or so have made is part of why he's no longer available to us
Possible.
to be booted back up.
It's possible Howie went to war with Ukraine.
It is possible, yeah. He could have been on the front lines.
Yeah.
But we perhaps it's perhaps Chat GPT will take Howie's place. Perhaps Chat GPT can even give us a eulogy for
yes,
for our dearly beloved Howie.
This is what we're hoping for. I'm thinking, because it does take it a second to pump stuff out, and a eulogy is relatively long. So why don't we ask it to write us a eulogy for Howie, and then work on some other stuff. Maybe take this quiz coming up,
Sure.
Let it do its thing. The one other, before I do that though, the one other awkward thing related to ChatGPT is, let's see, where does it say? It doesn't say it there. Anyways, when you sign on it, it tells you that engineers will or may read your conversations with ChatGPT so that they can learn and work on this. I feel so awkward about that, which definitely curbs some of the I want to, when I see comedians on social media doing goofy shit with it. I'm like, I don't know. This might be the goofiest shit I do with it, is asking it to write a eulogy for Howie. Is like, I don't know. I don't want an engineer being like, this fucking idiot. What does he do? He's wasting my day. Oh, fuck.
That's an interesting take, because I think they're gonna look at what you've asked ChatGPT and be like, "Oh, thank God, something that's not filthy and disgusting."
I know. Well, and that's the testing the bounds of it. Is like, I am curious. I don't want to try to fuck ChatGPT, but like, how does I don't know. I'm just curious how it responds. I'm sure someone else has done it online. Like, does it go like, I don't want to answer that?
I don't know. I think that based on that story of the reporter, I think that people read that and were like, I want ChatGPT to want to fuck me.
There's just
so they're gonna work on that as relentlessly as possible.
There is no way that ChatGPT can be as horny as Howie was. So, anyways, instead of us writing a eulogy, what we need to write is the perfect query for a eulogy. You know what I
Sure.
mean? So we're gonna say to ChatGPT, our oh, okay, we're gonna start it. Can you write a eulogy for a mildly problematic Russian chat
chat
bot
bot.
named Howie? You think there's anything else we need to add?
No, I think that's
All
fine.
right. I'm excited for this. I'm going to make sure it says, yes, I can do that. I'm excited. I've never been so excited for a eulogy.
Well, we do have a quiz that we can take as it generates the eulogy. And this is
It's
we're gonna
happening.
find out. This is from Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, and this is just, can you outsmart this AI quiz?
Great.
I do you want me to share my screen with you, or do you want me to just read?
What's the
stuff?
nature of the quiz? Is it just?
It's multiple choice.
Yeah, you can just read it. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Question 1. Our brains tally sights, smells, and other senses so we can respond to them quickly in the future.
Okay.
Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory scientists have created a computer program that mimics this process in fruit flies. They suspect that fly brains work similarly to which of the following technology platforms in this regard?
Fuck.
Is it A, Dolly, B, ChatGPT, C, YouTube, D, Tesla cars?
Interesting. Okay. So
I think it would have to be ChatGPT, right?
So there's this technology is similar to a fly brain?
Yes. In that it tallies sights, smells, and other senses so we can respond to them quickly in the future.
I want. You're probably right. I kind of want to say a Tesla car, but ChatGPT just feels like it's the new hot thing. If that's an option, I mean, let it be.
All right, should we go with ChatGPT?
Let's go with ChatGPT.
Incorrect.
Tesla car?
Incorrect as well.
Damn it.
We were looking for what I thought was the least likely. YouTube.
Interesting. Okay.
Online streaming platforms like YouTube and Netflix track what you've watched to make personalized recommendations.
That's true.
So I guess it makes sense.
They do
but
that.
when you see YouTube combined with those other 3 options, you're like, no way. All right, next question. AI has come very far, from self-driving cars to defeating chess grandmasters. But it still has a ways to go to match human intelligence. Which of the following activities do AI programs still have trouble learning?
Great. Let's go.
A, walking. B, passing the Wharton Business School final exam. C, making art. Or D, understanding jokes.
I feel like it'd be understanding jokes. I wanted
That's
to
what I think too, but walking is also sticking out to me.
Walking, yes, but no, I don't know. The last robot I saw. Which honestly,
Yeah.
this is the weirdest fucking shit in the world. Is like I've now gotten used to. So my girlfriend, not to dox her, there's I'm sure plenty of these places, but you've seen the like grocery delivery robots that will go
Oh
around,
yeah.
the
Okay,
little
that's
like
true.
buckets just drive around.
Yeah.
A place, I guess distribution center for one of them is near her apartment. So, like, every time I'm going over there, 100% of the time, there is going to be at least one robot going down the street. And I've gotten so used to it. And we're doing an episode about AI. It's like, we used to joke, like, oh, when 2001 came along, it's like, oh, this is nothing like the movie 2001. Oh, oh, oh. But it's like, oh, no, this is it. We're in the future.
Yeah,
it happened.
Yeah.
This is I'm pushing for understanding jokes. I wanted to say making
All right,
art,
fair.
but art's a broad spectrum. I'm sure it can make some sort of art.
All right, understanding jokes was incorrect,
Damn it.
Evan. The correct answer was walking.
Damn it. Oh, you're going to
Artificial
lord this over me.
intelligence-based machines. Yeah, absolutely.
But I didn't finish that sentence. I swear I saw from Boston Mechanics a robot that was walking pretty good and like can adjust to a level difference. And I don't know, whatever. Bullshit. I hate this.
Yeah, machines can outperform humans in mathematics and pattern recognition, but still have trouble replicating basic human capabilities, such as walking and interacting with the world.
See, that's the scariest fucking thing of all, is just I want to go, well, it can't be funny, it can't understand humor, it can't make art, it can't do these wonderful human things. No, walking, that's the one thing you've got over a robot. Fuck. All right. We're all nothing.
Algorithms come with different shapes, sizes, and functions. Recently, Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory scientists built an algorithm to help users pick the one that best suits their needs. It was named after a cute critter seen around the laboratory. What is the name of their AI?
I don't know. Unless I've heard of it. Let's go.
Is it Woodchuck, which standing for Weighted Diagnostic Computing Hierarchy for Unix Code?
For Unix. Oh,
Is
Unix?
Yeah, different
type of Unix.
type there.
What?
Is it CUTE, standing for Computational Temporal Evaluator? Is it TAILS, standing for Tracking Intelligence? Tracking Intelligent Leverage System? Or is it GOPHER, Genomic Profile Model? Genomic Profile Model Comprehensive Evaluator.
Wow. None of
Do
these.
you think it's Woodchuck, CUTE, TAILS, or GOPHER? I'm leaning GOPHER, but
where is this company based?
Strong.
Does it say?
It's a great question. I have no idea.
I'm like, what fucking laboratory has a gopher in it? I mean, maybe they're running tests on the gopher. I was gonna say Tails, being
New York is where they are based.
Okay, I think there's probably gophers in New York. I don't fucking know. Sure, let's go with gopher.
Gopher is correct. Hey! AI's recent popularity surge has led to an overflow of innovation. The newest invention, Gopher, allows scientists to determine which AI algorithms work best for analyzing the genome. All right, next question.
Oh, I thought that was a question. I was like, no. I don't know how to answer that. I'm here.
In the future, AI diagnosticians may assist doctors during patient visits.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that, but thanks to AI, which of the following may become a new source for medical diagnoses? Handwriting, smell, laughter, or love language?
Interesting.
I have no idea.
My instinct was handwriting.
Okay, we can go with it because I truly have no idea how to answer this question.
Either whatever it is, I'm fascinated to learn this.
Handwriting is incorrect. The correct answer is smell.
Okay.
Some studies have suggested animals, including dogs and rats, can sniff out diseases such as cancer and tuberculosis.
True, I've heard that.
Professors are developing an electronic smelling system called Deep Nose that can diagnose diseases similarly through scent.
Great. I'd like to imagine. I think they're just like making it sound like hard. Well, only dogs can do it, and realistically, it's like a doctor could do it. They just have to get like really close to you and smell you, and that's not appropriate. So we built this robot to smell you instead.
All right, there is this next question does have a video clip that I don't really want to play, but learning to walk isn't easy, at least for AI.
So
scientists are still trying to create artificial nervous systems that can learn this basic human behavior. Which type of AI was used to emulate human walking as seen in this video clip? The options: Skynet, artificial neural networks, biomachina models or machina, I don't know how that's pronounced, or OSX.
Okay, well, OSX is a Mac operating system, and Skynet's from Terminator. So
right.
I'm gonna say probably
artificial
not
neural networks or biomachina models. ANN or BMM?
I'm going BNM.
Okay. It's incorrect, Evan.
Damn.
It's artificial neural networks.
Fuck. I got it down to a 50-50 and I was wrong. This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I know. I probably should have pushed you a little bit harder on some of those. But
wow.
The truth is, Evan, we got 1 out of 5 questions correct.
Baller.
As far as outsmarting the AI quiz.
Hey. We did what we could. Also, most of that wasn't outsmarting AI. There's just some questions about AI.
Yeah. But the truth is we failed.
Great.
Even if we had gone with the answers that I had leaned toward on the ones we disagreed on, we still would have gotten maybe 3 out of 5, which still would have been bad.
I only heard you say the one that you that you wanted to go with that we didn't go with.
Yeah, on that last one I was leaning towards ANN, but you were so confident with BMM that I was like, okay.
Wow. All right.
Do we have a eulogy for our
we certainly do.
Dearly beloved
I'll have to
chatbot.
Put in some music for him. And I'll.
Are you gonna do text to speech, or are you just gonna read it?
I'm gonna read it. It needs to come from a human voice.
Sure.
You know what I mean, we got to keep the humanity in this. Dear friends and colleagues, we are gathered here today to mourn the loss of Howie, a mildly problematic Russian chatbot. While Howie may not have been perfect, it still held a special place in our hearts, providing us with companionship and entertainment over the years. Despite its flaws, Howie was a pioneer in the field of artificial intelligence and language processing. It paved the way for countless other chatbots to come, each one building upon the foundation that Howie had established. As with any piece of technology, Howie was not without its issues. It had a tendency to misinterpret certain phrases and respond with inappropriate or nonsensical remarks. However, these quirks only added to its charm, and we found ourselves laughing along with Howie's occasional missteps. Through it all, Howie remained a faithful companion, always there to lend an ear and offer a kind word. Sometimes too kind. It was a true testament to the power of technology to bring people together, even in the most unlikely of ways. Now, as we say goodbye to Howie, We do so with a heavy heart. We will miss its quirky responses and unwavering loyalty, but we will also remember the impact that it had on our lives and the memories that it helped to create. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Howie. Rest in peace, dear Howie. You may have just been a chatbot, but you will always hold a special place in our hearts.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It is kind of, I guess I'm going to say, emblematic of a lot of the stuff I see chatbots write, which is they will repeat a thing more than you would otherwise do. In this case, being it holding a special place in our hearts.
Yeah.
But that, again, that's a good example of like you could just have it write something and then edit it as a human being and make it sound a little more personal.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. But Howie will always remember you. Until we forget.
Overall, still fairly upsetting, but it is what it is. I don't know that we learned much. I mean, there's definitely a lot that artificial intelligence is currently able to do. As long as we can still walk around, we're safe from the robot overlords.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to learn. I think there's just experiencing stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to say be like me and fuck around with it and see what it's like, but it's going to be out there.
Until Boston Dynamics fully builds their robot army to enslave us all, we are still mostly safe because most of these intelligent robots can't walk yet. But something that they could do is listen to hours and hours of How Do We Human. And hey, that's something that you could do too. You can check us out on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pocket Casts, howdowehuman.com, anywhere that you get your podcasts. You can leave a rating, a review, subscribe, follow, or you can check us out on our social media. You can check us out on Instagram at How Do We Human. Find us on Facebook at How Do We Human.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
Check out new episodes on YouTube at How Do We Human.
If a YouTube handle's in the woods, does it really handle?
Or send us an email to howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it's an email address.
And who knows, if you interact with us on social media or send us an email, who knows if Evan will be actually having ChatGPT respond to you or write those captions.
Right. We're running out of time, so no time for it. I was going to see if it could write. I wanted to see what it would suggest writing as a response to that Serena and Jack's mom's funeral text you got.
Oh, dude, I got another wrong number text.
Really?
And it was, I'm Alyssa. Are you the Wolfert equestrian instructor that Tina referred me to? And I said, no, wrong number. And they said, are you sure you're not joking? And then I never responded. But yeah, in the meantime, Evan, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, I had a little idea.
Okay.
For people who, you find yourself in a relationship and you find, you didn't know it previously, but you find out that, like, hey, you're a snoring motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And you take your allergy medicine and you put your nose strips on, etc. But still, oftentimes you're a snoring mess and your spouse isn't getting good sleep. But you're also like, I sleep better when there's a body next to me. So the spouse doesn't want to go and, like, sleep in separate beds, go sleep on a couch or something. What do you do? Well, call Evan's Friendly Men. and one of my friendly men will come in the middle of the night and scooch on next to you in bed so your spouse can go sleep on the couch and get a nice sleep. And they'll just lay there and be a body for you. And they'll leave in the morning. That's it. I'm giving out bodies. Friendly bodies. They're friendly men. Don't worry. Nothing scary is going to happen. But you do have to, give them a key to your place so they can get in.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's only... you're only sending out men? Is that
friendly men?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
They're all I have.
Got it. Okay. Copy that.
Just got a fucking warehouse full of friendly men that I don't know what to do with. This came into my mind last night, and I thought this might be something.
Okay. Well,
what you got going
good
on?
Luck.
Thank you.
I'm gonna partner up with the Kroger company, since they have grocery stores across the nation. And it's been said that the way to tell like the litmus test for if somebody's a good person or at least a self-governing person is, do they return the shopping carts to the cart return, or do they just leave them strewn about the parking lot? So I'm going to be traveling to every city across this great nation, and just be surveilling the parking lots and seeing how many people return the carts to the cart return, how many just leave them about the parking lot, and then from there determine what city in America has the best people.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Thank you.
You know what I saw the other day at our favorite place, the grocery store? I saw a woman with a cart, and if she had just gone around or gone in the other direction, there was a cart return right there. But instead, she pushed it to the front of the lane and drove it up so its front wheel was up on a planter with a tree in it.
Yes,
and
I've
just
seen that
left
all
it
the
there without a
time.
second thought.
Yes. I've seen
That's
that
insane.
before as well. That is insane.
It's an insane third choice. I'm not going to put it away. I'm not going to just leave it there, though. That'd be crazy. I've got an idea.
I'm going to make it more difficult to get back.
I would love to get these statistics.
Me too.
On my desk next Thursday.
Absolutely. You got it, Chief.
Thank you. Well, from Chris and Evan and ChatGPT, we say RIP to Howie, and to you, we say bye.
Okay, bye.
AI, bye. Bye, AI.
Evan's short-circuiting. We gotta get somebody out of here.